Court records indicate the 5-year-old rape victim and her sisters repeatedly told their mother they were being hurt, but the girls say their mother did nothing to stop the abuse. State law says that's a crime, but the prosecutor in the case does not. Ms. Higgins, it's Nick Wendler at Fox 25. Could we talk with you about your children real quick?
Yeah.
Terry Higgins says her 5-year-old daughter, who was nearly raped to death, is a liar.
Well, I took her to the hospital like I was supposed to.
She was nearly bleeding to death. Higgins married Dwayne Emery, the man who raped her daughter, when he was 16. Sorry for what you've done, sir? Emery was convicted of raping the girl last year and is serving 13.5 years in prison.
I did not commit this crime.
You pleaded no contest, though. This girl needed emergency surgery and almost bled to death.
It wasn't my fault. I wasn't the only one in the house.
Court records in Emery's case indicate the 5-year-old rape victim and her sisters told Higgins Emery was hurting them prior to the rape. And they say they told you, please, Mommy, help us.
No.
But instead of protecting her daughters, the girls say Higgins told them to blame each other for the rape. If not, the girls say Higgins told them their dog would be taken away. In another instance, the girls say Higgins threatened to call police about Emery, but never did.
Dwayne Emery case. Okay, I got no comment.
Kay County's former district attorney, Mark Gibson, prosecuted the case. It would not speak with us about it at the time, so we confronted him outside the courthouse in Pauls Valley, where he works now. Could you tell us why the mother of those little girls wasn't charged with a crime?
Because there's no evidence she committed one.
State law says if a parent knows or reasonably should know their child is being hurt and allows it, the parent is guilty of enabling child abuse and can be sentenced to life in prison. There are multiple occasions in here where the little girls say that they told Mom, and Mom even threatened Dwayne that she was going to call police.
Let me tell you something, Nick. If I was going to make a statement, I'd make it to any reporter in the state but you. Now and forever. Okay?
Why doesn't this constitute enabling, sir? Gibson suggests the girls do not reference when they told their mother of the abuse and says there's no evidence to support the girls' statements.
It sounds to me like somebody may have gotten away with crime.
Defense attorney Billy Bach was not involved in the case, but questions how Gibson could consider the girls' statements credible when prosecuting Emery, but suddenly not so credible when it comes to their mother.
But if what those girls are saying was corroborated by physical evidence, that's crazy to me that then they would say, well, that wasn't reliable enough for us to go after Mom, but by God, what they said about Dad came true.
Before Emery's plea deal, which convicted him of just one count of rape, Gibson had initially charged Emery with raping and molesting the 5-year-old sisters, based in part on the girls' statements. Do you think you were a good mother, a fit mother?
Yeah, I was. I provided everything they needed. And then the one
Except to keep them from being raped and molested repeatedly.
Okay, now you're accusing me, so I'm done.
No, I'm not accusing you, ma'am. There are just a whole host of people who believe that you enabled your daughters to be raped and molested multiple times.
No, I didn't do any of that.
Emery is the second man serving prison time for hurting Higgins' children. In 2008, Harrison Dogema was convicted of shaking Higgins' 2-month-old son so hard the baby's skull fractured. As for prosecutor Gibson, he rolls down his window, but instead of talking further about the case, he makes an unprofessional comment before driving off. Sir, do you think this is one reason why you're an ex-district attorney?
Oh, no, it's not. Absolutely not.
Kay County's new district attorney, Brian Hermanson, tells us he has reviewed Emery's case and says at this time there's not enough evidence to charge Higgins with a crime.